This is an installation video about T&J panels in bed formations. Bed formations are a little bit different than trench formations and can be utilized in a lot of different scenarios. Make sure that you have it flagged off appropriately, and then you're going to dig your bed to the excavated depth listed on your permit. This could be done in stages because a bed typically is wide and long, much different than a trench. It can be done in stages depending on the type of equipment you have and your reach on your equipment. Once that bed is dug and to the excavated depth, we will then place 6 inches of backfill sand in the bottom of that bed. That backfill sand is going to be a medium gradation, naturally occurring sand. That sand is going to facilitate a 1x6 board on top of it. Those 1x6 boards will be placed 3 foot on center throughout the bed and are going to be there for stabilization purposes when your panels are installed. The next step will be putting panels inside of the trench. But before we can get to that step, we need to know how many panels go in that trench. There's 2 ways to do this. The easiest way to do this is to go on our website, check out the calculator, plug in the line length, and it'll tell you how many panels go in that trench. If you're not around a computer and you're not able to get to our website, you can do this in the field. The easiest way to do that is take the linear footage of the trench, times it by 12, and divide it by 52. That formula is going to come out with a decimal point. If it is 0.5 or higher, we do round up, so you'll need an extra panel. If it's 0.4 or lower, you can round down. When you're putting your panels in the trench, you're going to want to make sure that you maintain an 18-inch separation from the sidewall of your bed before placing that first line. After you've placed that line, you then want to make sure each consecutive line in that bed is placed 3 foot on center. To put your panels inside the bed, you're going to want to use our lift hook. This J-hook is provided by either your distributor or T&J Panels directly. This J-hook will hook to any excavator, piece of machinery that you have, and makes the process easy and simple. And when you lift a horizontal panel, you're going to want to hook the left chamber on one side and the right chamber on the other side so that the panel will lift evenly and not rotate while in the air. Once you have those panels in the air, you place them on top of the 1x6 board and space them accordingly. Once you've got your panels in place, you're going to install your entry tee. An entry tee will be sent with each order. You should have 1 entry tee for each line in the bed system. That entry tee is going to be a 2-inch entry tee, and it's going to be one of the few spots in a horizontal panel system where you will need to utilize a small amount of 2-inch PVC pipe. That tee will be placed at the beginning of each line and should be placed as level as possible. Once all of your panels are installed, you are going to utilize an 1.5 inch PVC pipe to connect inner chamber to inner chamber on each one of your panels. Each panel is going to require 2 1.5 inch PVC pipes, each one of them cut 24 inches long. That PVC pipe is going to need foam sealer around it. Our foam sealer we use is a full fill GP. There are other approved foam sealers. You can check out our website for those foam sealers. The biggest thing is we want to make sure that foam sealer is a closed cell formula. We're going to take the PVC pipe that we have placed in the panel block system from one inner chamber to the other inner chamber, lift it up to the top of the cutout, place a small amount of foam sealer in the bottom of each one of those 4 cutouts. Once that foam sealer is in the bottom of each one of those 4 cutouts, we lower the PVC pipe down into that foam sealer. The inside cutouts, we want to make sure we do not utilize any more foam sealer, as we do want effluent or wastewater to be able to get out of those inner chambers and into the escape ports if they ever need to. On the outer cutouts, we want to make sure that we have a full amount of foam sealer from the top to the bottom because we do not want any outside debris to be able to get into the panel block. Once that is sealed, you'll take your cap block, you'll place it on top of the panel block, which will seal the top of the panel block. You'll notice the end of each one of your lines, you will not have a piece of PVC pipe there. That panel will be sealed with foam sealer from the top to the bottom on strictly the outside cutout. Once that outside cutout is filled with foam, we'll place our cap block on there and we're ready to backfill with the same sand we put in the bottom of that bed. It's a medium gradation sand. We're going to backfill it all the way to the top. You do want accessibility to those cap blocks. because when it comes to inspection, your inspector is going to want to see those cap blocks. At this point, once the sand is all the way to the top of the panel block, you are ready for inspection. Your inspector, when they get on site, they're going to take a look at the permit. They're going to take a look at your trench bottom, your excavated width, your excavated length, and make sure that it's in accordance with the permit. Then they're probably going to make sure that you have the appropriate number of panels in there for the length of the bed. Also, they're going to make sure that you have the right number of lines in the bed. They're going to shoot your bed to make sure that your bed is level or has 1/4 inch fall per 10 feet. It's important to make sure that your bed is installed level. This is going to be a vital part of the way the effluent is distributed inside the bed. Another thing during inspection they may be looking for is they will pull up a couple of those lids and look inside at the panel where you put that PVC and the foam sealer to make sure that you did it appropriately. Once this is done, your inspector approves your installation of the horizontal bed system. You will then be able to cover the bed system. A bed system typically has 4 to 6 inches of cover, but could be a little more than that. Please maintain accuracy as to what your permit says for this particular job site. And that concludes the installation of a horizontal bed system.